There we go. How we doing?
Hey, doing great, man. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. Must see
Uh,
TV right here.
Must see. That's right.
DC,
Must see crypto.
Social
That's it.
TV, Collabify NFT TV, all good.
All it is. How are you, man?
I'm doing all right. And just luck has have it that I got somebody trying to call me at the same time. Oop, there we go.
All good.
It used to be your phone ringing.
Oh,
Remember
yeah?
that? Used to ring every single time we started the show. Or
It
whatever.
did. That was right. That's right. And it's still on. It's not like it doesn't. It was just must have been a thing.
People have finally gotten that you're busy.
Yeah, they might know. We doing something over here. But yeah, what's going on is a nice auction. Again.
Oh yeah, here we go. I better
Good looking
get that.
bees.
Let me pull that up so we can take a look.
Oh, yes.
There it is. 5 minutes.
Oh.
5 minutes to go. We got a Wonder Bee, a Traveler Bee, a Blaze in front and center, the Crown,
Ooh.
and the South Africa Princess.
Mhm.
Very good, very good. Let's refresh and see what we got for who's bidding on these things. Let's see. 387,
Oh, coming in.
367, 521, 1212,
Coming
and
in.
5,112. You know, it was amazing last night. That was
What?
ridiculous that somebody, I'm going to go back to it. I got to show this. Just a crazy steal. A princess
Yes.
for 2,999. That was
That's the best deal
record
ever.
steal. A
That's the
record
best deal.
steal, but this is like back to normal here.
Yeah.
South Africa going for 5,112. I think a lot of people are jealous of that win last night.
Even that's a little low. I mean, they usually been going around 7 and 8 has been average, but that's good.
Well,
Stuff.
there we
What
go.
do you
Still trying to get rid of these people trying to get to me.
got? Still trying
Anyway,
to Yeah.
that won't happen again. But anyway, yeah, crazy group we got here. We got the Wonder Bee with the zipper mouth and the fireman's helmet.
Very cool.
387 is a good deal and the steal of the night. The Traveler, Mayan Face Traveler, which is always cool, 398. The Blaze, front and center, like we said, 521, which is good. And then this beautiful crown gold bee right there, 1212.
12.
And South Africa, you have that South African info?
I got it up. I'm all up and ready to go. South Africa, yeah.
Bring it on.
Southernmost Africa. That's why it's called South Africa. A biodiversity hotspot, Tim, with unique biomes. It's the only country in the world to contain an entire floral kingdom, the Cape Floral Kingdom. That's cool. Got to check that out when I get down there. Home of the world's most luxurious train, the South African Rovos Rail. Wow. A train journey from Johannesburg to Cape Town taking 17 hours. Costs more than a flight between the two cities. Hours. So yeah, it's just, well, that's what you get. Some train rides, you lap of luxury, The only nation in the world so far where 2 Nobel Peace Prize winners lived on the same street. Whoa, that's a good neighborhood, Tim.
Yeah.
Nelson Mandela and Archbishop Desmond Tutu. Tutu, right? Who both had houses on Vilakazi Street in Soweto, Johannesburg.
There goes the neighborhood.
Imagine that's a cool neighborhood, man. You have some cool, great block parties there. You know what I'm saying?
Keeping up with the Joneses over there, that's pretty tough.
That's right. Be like, you don't have a Nobel Prize. What are you talking about?
Where's your prize? No? Oh, jeez.
You got nothing? Oh, that's nice. That's a cool trophy. Yep. But yes. Hey, good evening, Ariel. How you doing, man? That's all good. Good to see you. Yep. George, happy Friday to you. Start smoking the brisket. Ooh, I love
Friday Eve. I like it. I like your thinking, George. Happy Friday Eve.
That's a holiday. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you. Yes, George. Early for the brisket. That's right. My Crypto Adventures. Awesome. Appreciate you. Yes. The best deal for the Princess Queen so far. You are absolutely right, because it is. That was amazing.
Yeah.
So congrats to those yesterday. Even like I said, this one right here on a nice, kind of deal right now. Because they have been going, like I said, I've seen them, 6 to 8. And then we've seen them get up to 15 to 18. So, that's cool. But South Africa, it's got a nice history. A lot of stuff going on there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. I think it's going to go well. We got a minute left. So if you're going to put your bids in there, if you want to squeak one out, you got a minute left. Use fast gas. Get in there and make it happen. I'll do a refresh, see if anybody's pulled the trigger early. We'll find out. 387. I think that came up just a touch. 398, 556. This one came up. 1489 on the Crown and holding steady at 5999. Right?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Let's do another refresh.
Wow. Ain't that something?
So we got some movement going on.
There's some movement.
They are 38 seconds to go. Hold on. Take over, Ray.
Oh, hold on. No, what do you take? Is that what you said? Take over? All right.
Just watch it.
All right. I was looking. I'm bidding, but that's all right. I'm just bidding. Yep. Just looking at the prices. Yeah, they keep going up. So I'm gonna go ahead and refresh this. I don't have the refresh. Let me share my screen so I can. Hopefully it overrides this. Let me see here. But 8 seconds to go. It's going to automatically refresh, so we'll see. But yeah, the Crown. I've seen it pop up in price already. 4,500. Yes, it did. And South Africa also jumped up 59.99. So 6,000, just under 6,000 for the South African Princess Queen. Very cool. And the Crown. That's a strong bid. And you have to, because that's a gold Crown bee. You don't see those too often. And it looks like the Blaze popped up a little bit, but everybody else, great price for the Wonder Bee and the Traveler Mayan.
Wow.
Yep.
Good stuff. Sorry about that. I had to jump off.
Yeah.
That is amazing. That Crown, that went 12-12 2 minutes ago.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, it's a Crown Gold. You can't go wrong with that. As the George is saying, location, popular destination equal high price royal. And that's correct. Absolutely. It makes a big difference. Yeah, Jerry, I knew Jerry was going after too. that goes along with your collection. You could have had the trifecta, Jerry, but no, it sounds like you didn't get it. You didn't get the trifecta. But that's a good looking bee. I know you will agree. Very cool.
Very nice. Very nice.
That is nice. Yep. Another day, another auction.
Looking good. Yeah. Number 98. We're approaching auction 100.
100. Missed it by this much.
Yeah.
That's right.
Get smart.
Yeah. Good movie. Well,
that's it. You can't sleep on these things. You know, sometimes there's a sale and you get lucky. Other times people are there to make you keep you honest, as they say.
That's right. Unless you're a collector, that is true. And yep, sounds like it. So close. But that's how the auction rolls. That's how the cookie crumbles, right? It is. That's why everybody waits the last minute. I mean, I know people are doing down the last 30 seconds, 20 seconds now. I was close. I just don't like the green. Oh, the background. Come on. You're going to worry about the background. I'll make it invisible. I'll remove the background and just have that be. I'll put him on anything he wants to be on. But yeah, I don't know if that was probably finalized. If you like one last refresh, it should be good.
Yep, you got it.
Yep,
that'll do it.
Final.
387 for the Wonder Bee. The pair of Wonder Bees.
Pair of Wonder Bees. A lady Wonder Bee and a zipper mouth. Cool.
Yeah, both fireman helmets.
Yeah, I didn't take a look.
That's funny.
Empowerment piece.
It's a his and hers, and she's making them shut up. Sounds
even
like
that crown. That crown is nice. He got the bearded with the kufa hat and the slash. Yep. That's a nice one. And those are at least cool glasses, you know.
Yeah,
good looking
cool glasses.
So you
nice. I see more bees coming out, more beards coming out.
Yeah, beards are flying.
Which are cool.
Beards are flying. I like it. Oh yes, that is absolutely true. Yes, my crypto adventures rest in peace. Queen Elizabeth, she was the longest reigning royal, right?
Monarch, yeah.
Yeah, she was awesome. I mean, through World War II, I mean, you know, it's an amazing lady.
Yeah, know? She had one incredible life.
Yes.
My grandfather was English. Came from his parents came over here from England. So yeah.
Wow. And so Prince Charles becomes king, yeah?
That is correct.
Wow. Wow. That's something. But yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful life. But hey, I didn't know if you had anything. Did you
Nope.
yeah, no. Okay. I'm just asking. I'm not. I do. I put some stuff together so
I'm
that
glad you do. I just had a incredibly busy day running
all
all
good.
over the place,
Yeah, no
and
worries, man.
I just got a phone call. One of the kids got done a football game and needed to be picked up.
There
They
you
wouldn't stop calling me. I'm the only one in the house. I have a show every night at 9:30, but I'm the only one in the house. She had to keep calling.
Yep, there you go. Here we go. I'm gonna share. And just gonna start off here at CoinGecko. Just because I want a little touch on some stuff. And then like I said, I got a couple of things we're gonna go over. I even got a little highlight, a little rundown we're gonna go
This
over.
feels like the old days.
Old days, I know. But prices, cryptos rallied just yesterday, late Wednesday, with Bitcoin topping 19,000 again, and Ether rising above 1.6K, right? And a reason I bring this up, and it's interesting, like I said, as I get into this, but if you remember, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. But if you remember, let me get back out here. You remember this dominance thing?
Yeah.
So Bitcoin's at 36% dominance, and ETH is at 19. If you remember when the market, obviously when it tanks and pulls back greatly, everybody floods back into Bitcoin. I remember when the last time it was a huge big pullback in crypto. You were up around 42 to 44 Bitcoin dominance, Tim. Remember that?
Yep.
I'm just saying. Do you remember? If you remember the numbers, I just remember that's where the dominance kind of was, and Ethereum was down. Always like around 16, something like that. But this is losing its dominance through this bear market, man. So people are coming into going into ETH, also even into these altcoins, things like Binance and Solana, Cardano, Polkadot. People are having a little more confidence in the regular, obviously, a whole market of crypto, not just looking at the grandfather of them all, Bitcoin. It's just interesting because that's lost quite a few percentages in market dominance, right? Governments also worldwide are actively rolling out and in the process of creating their own CBDCs, Tim. And we've been talking about that. Central bank digital currencies. That's what they're doing. Another thing we're going to talk about is DeFi companies that once intended to dethrone large financial institutions are now targeting them, Tim. So these are a little bit of the couple of things we're going to go over. And I got, like I said, a little presentation. Let me paste it up here and jump into that. And it will make a sound at first, but I can't keep it on. But you'll recognize it. Oh, here. It's got the ping, but I can't. It's got
from the burn.
It does brings back memories, right?
Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness! So Bitcoin versus Ethereum, but I'm going to talk about Ethereum because again, the merge, a lot of news with Ethereum, right? Or Ether. Well, we keep messing up with that, right? Ether currently trading at 1610, what we were just talking about, surged 6% over the past 24 hours to recover from a sudden and what seemed to be a rather speculative dip the day before when it fell close to 1500. More interesting development, however, is Ethereum's historical contest against Bitcoin. And that's what I was just talking about. The market's oldest and largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization. That is what Bitcoin has been. It is the granddaddy of them all. So while the so-called flippening, right, is happening, or people think that event is happening, in which Ethereum's market cap eclipses Bitcoin's, may not have happened yet, but the price of ETH against Bitcoin has been quite a decent run since mid-June. And it has. If you look on there, down there at the bottom, that this number here, this 50%, that's what it's gained on Bitcoin since that. The data from CoinMarketCap shows that the ETH Bitcoin ratio hit 0.08514 Bitcoin per one Ether late on Wednesday night, which is the highest level the pair has been trading this year. If ETH's price climbs decisively above the neckline when Ethereum's token upside targets in 2022, it'll be around 0.136 Bitcoin, and that's up approximately 60% from the current levels from now. So it is really kind of gaining on this Bitcoin, this flippening that you hear everybody talking about. And listen, we don't know. I'm just kind of telling you what the numbers are. All I'm saying is it's gaining. And I'm going to get into it. Of course, it could be this news, right? That's what people do. Buy the news and then, they do all that stuff. So whether this bullish trend is already priced in the merge with Ethereum, imminent transition from proof of work to proof of stake, who knows, right? We talked about proof of work to be a less energy hungry proof of stake. That's a big plus. And everybody's going to be talking about that. But so the merge will add some pressure to the Bitcoin chain. It will. A very simple talking point when people are going to be comparing the two, right, is Bitcoin's energy consumption. Because they'll point out, and they'll talk about Ethereum, right? Somebody will say, hey, this blockchain over here. And when you talk about it, we all know, right? But we're talking about noobs and people that are just getting into this space. Their perspective is just going to say, this blockchain over here, it isn't using very much energy at all. And you're using a lot. What's up with that? Why shouldn't I use and get into Ethereum? So I think as adoption comes in, you might start seeing that. If people, this adoption really starts happening, that's a great talking point that anybody in that Ether, maximalist, that's what they're going to be getting into, right? That's what they're going to talk about. Very easy talking point, right? So that's a little bit about the Ether versus Bitcoin. This is the CBDCs, right? The central bank digital currencies. The U.S. Treasury Department will advise the federal government to press forward on work to issue a digital dollar, though it should only take the final step if there's a sign-off that the government created tokens are in the national interest. That obviously they're always going to look at that if it's in the best interest of the United States. So the question of national interest will depend on further approval of the Biden administration and potentially action by this Congress. And I think we've been hearing after all this stuff happened, the merge, I think you're going to start seeing some legislation roll out, right? So who requested the treasuries, and they're coming out with a report called The Future of Money, Tim, and that's what this is up here, right? It hasn't been released yet, but this national interest decision is made murkier by the question of whether U.S. legislators need to pass a law to authorize the Federal Reserve to create a central bank digital currency, CBDC. And we're going to keep talking about this. That's why we keep talking about it, so you know what that means. A question that may be answered soon in a separate analysis. Tim, I think that they're probably already obviously pretty far along.
Right.
Don't you think? I'm just saying, I know they talk like this, but
they already know the plan.
They
just haven't put it out there yet.
They do. We don't. We're the dumb fools, I guess. That doesn't matter. Anyways, President Joe Biden's executive order this past March called for crypto recommendations from several corners of the federal government, and many of those reports have come due. The Treasury's document on how to handle the question of digital dollar, expected to be released in the coming days, is among the most eagerly awaited. I know we're all waiting. We all need this. What we've been talking about is the guide rails, Tim. That's what we all need this stuff, right?
Right.
So this is all the kind of stuff that's will hurry and bring in adoption when everybody knows what all this is about. So that's what kind of the idea of what's going on. So still, the final decision on issuing a CBDC, along with the Fed board and Chairman Jerome Powell, along with other senior Fed officials, has repeatedly stated that the central bank won't move without support from the administration and Congress. So far, the Fed has been reticent to clarify what congressional approval needs to look like, despite Republicans' best efforts to dig out a response. And that's kind of what's going on around with that. The other thing is you're talking about obviously what China is doing, right? And that's obviously huge. And this is a global thing. We all know that. So while the Future of Money report won't explicitly provide an administration endorsement for the digital dollar, it will suggest potential ideas for how it could be designed. And it will also highlight work being done on government real-time payment systems expected to begin next year. All right. So there you go. Some of that stuff is coming pretty soon. And that's what we all been saying about 2023. But other nations, such as China, have moved ahead already with CBDCs. That's why they kicked out Bitcoin, Tim.
Right.
All the mining, all of that stuff, and obviously they're letting them back in. That's because they had to work on theirs, right? But President Biden hasn't yet made his view known on whether he'd favor issuing a government token. It will happen. I believe so. If Biden and Congress and the Fed eventually decide to put out a digital dollar, it could take as much as 5 years to design. I don't think so, and launch one. So they're saying obviously 5 years to design one, and it take another, some time to get it launched. So I don't know. What do you think? You think it'd take longer than that?
It would if they were starting today, but they probably started 4 years ago.
Yep.
So let's not think that they weren't saying, we have to have one ready to go when we want to push the button.
Yes.
You don't dig a well when you're thirsty. You dig the well long before you're thirsty.
That's right. So that would give the crypto industry a long time to establish private stablecoins as an alternative for users. Fed officials have said that they believe there would be room for the private sector to operate dollar-pegged cryptos alongside a public token. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, Fed. Good for us. Maybe we could do it. But again, we've talked. This is why we always been saying there's going to be a centralized, decentralized, and our focus is all about decentralization. So this is all. It's going to happen. It's bound to happen. This would be talking about even with Meta and Metaverse and Facebook, and they're doing their centralized one just like that with crypto and their CBDCs. They're going to do their centralized one. The industry inadvertently shoveled some fuel into the CBDC fire this year when one of the largest stablecoins, the algorithmic Terra USD, right, UST, imploded and sent damaging shockwaves through the rest of the crypto infrastructure. Since then, regulators and lawmakers have been weary of stablecoins, which are meant to be the steadiest part of the crypto market because of their tries to underlying asset. They tie their underlying asset to the dollar. So, right. That's kind of what sparked all this, right? That wasn't working. And we saw that glaring in our face, right? But that's kind of the stuff what's going on with the central banks. Then I want to talk about, that's what I was bringing up at the beginning, DeFi. So DeFi is looking to grow with TradFi or traditional finance, however you want to say that. You hear all these acronyms of whatever this is, any kind of DeFi, GameFi, TradFi, whatever they call them. There's all these little acronyms. So such moves are a shift from the past ethos of DeFi, which formed in the deep bear market of 2019 as an antidote to TradFi, a traditional finance. What changed, as people were asking? As per market developer, this Nick Kunkel, it's all about where the growth is. That's what he's saying. You got to move to where the money is, and it's not just growth, but where who's going to be putting in with this, right? And you're in a bear market. So if you go to an institution, they're going to borrow 100 million. We have people who want to borrow $1 billion from us. This guy said during August Build Asia conference in Seoul, trying to get that critical mass from retailers, right, users, to get 500 million in total loan is really difficult. So getting a $500 million loan or getting people that are traditional or retailers, that kind of money is difficult. We know this, right? I mean, we're kind of already in this boat.
I'm still working on upping my credit limit,
There you go. But that's what was cool about what we've done, right? In our thing, getting it to almost $1 billion, right?
Yes.
A liquidity pool. That's DeFi. That's what we were doing. They were doing it by raising. We were doing it by assets and other projects and building out and growing our community and, doing it, things like that. But this is what he's talking about, finding the people, which we found, right? We found going through this whole process, friends, family, and then others just kind of joined us through whatever it was, Twitter Spaces or through YouTube channels or just word of mouth, right? That's kind of how right. We did it. We did it organic and we did it right. So that's really what's cool. Again, why I'm so, bullish on what we do. It's amazing. But this Kunkel added that the cost of user acquisition for retail participants remains high, as opposed to marketing products that to institutions that provide a better bang for your buck in terms of where a project spends its resources. I mean, think about it. You're marketing to these big companies or these big institutions that would happily just drop down $500 million, right? We see these things all the time. But, what these projects and what this thing is going to have to, they're going to look at is they're also going to have a say-so in that ecosystem and all that, right? So, there's good and bad with it. But they also have to move, what the guy said at the beginning, they got to move where the growth is. And right now, that's where the growth is. The recent push for institutionals doesn't mean that the project isn't about retail anymore. There's just there's a different initiatives to serve different purposes. So I think on the growth side, we're looking more towards institutions. But when it comes to banking, the unbanked, that's where you're going to see the layer twos come in. And, all of this, I think also too, when this merge happens and everybody is able, to feel, take that breath, and you start building out your layer twos. That's where you're going to see, with the retailers, again, banking the unbanked and those type of folks. It's too expensive to transact Ether on a layer one blockchain. You can't tell someone in Africa or someone in Ecuador that they need to spend $20 on gas costs to make a transaction, to stake something, to yield something, you can't do that. It's not going to work. And that's the point, right? When we get to that level where we're using level two layer two chains, and there's a lot of people in these projects again, right? And DeFi is back humming along, that's when you're going to get that. But right now, that's what everybody's doing. It's kind of going more towards the institutions, right? So I don't think there's anything when I push here. Nope, none of these work. I just been playing around. This is cool, man. I didn't do anything. I missed some of the stuff, but these little slides is good stuff, man. But here we go. Bring back memories.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, no, I mean that's kind of what I wanted to go over. I mean, there is a lot, like I said, a lot of story, a lot of things to follow, a lot of a lot of news, man. And we're getting closer and closer. So we're looking what, the 13th through the 19th or whatever they were saying. That's it could be anywhere in there, but they're thinking 15th, 16th. That's really kind of
we're looking less than 7 days from now.
Yeah, man.
So I'll be going down. One more thing, just to complement or accentuate or go along with what you got. One more thing. This guy, the SEC's Gensler, signals support for commodities to be the regulator having Bitcoin oversight. So rather than Bitcoin going into the SEC as a security, that's the Security Exchange Commission. It would go under the commodities, which handles gold, silver, all that kind of stuff. So when they say Bitcoin is the gold standard or the gold of crypto, they want to put Bitcoin in that category, and it would be regulated by the commodities, which is pretty simple and straightforward, rather than the SEC. I know Michael Saylor has said, ETH is a security because of the way it was launched and all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's yet to be seen. But Gensler is the SEC chair, and he's the one that said Bitcoin should go under commodities, which has far less regulations and all that kind of stuff that goes on inside the SEC. So that was just interesting. But that was an article that came out, I believe it was today. Just this afternoon. So
we were already hearing. I mean, even too, we were already hearing people like the Mark Cuban and others that are already kind of in. Michael Saylor. I know he's all. They're trying to freak people out with the tax stuff for him. But these people have already said, or was it Mr. Wonderful from the Shark Tank? That's what he said. Yeah, all some of these bills, they're locked and loaded. They're ready.
Right.
And as soon as this kind of rolls out, they've got them all, and they got the votes. They got the guardrails that everybody's been looking for. Right. So we'll see.
Right. I think I said it on the FOMO show this morning. I said once it's not if regulation comes and it's when. We just want smart regulation, and then everybody knows the rules of the rule book, and then we can move forward and innovate and help everyone get into crypto safely. And that's what's going to trigger adoption when they say, okay, this is how the rules work, this is the game. And once you know the game and all the rules, then you can start to innovate and do whatever it takes to play inside the inside the lines, and then people will feel safe. The regular person, obviously we're in it, from the beginning. We want to push, adoption, and we want to push ideas and innovation, as far and as fast as we can, and to show how it's built in a safe and effective manner. I mean, there's always scammers, right? I mean, as long as there's still people pulling schemes inside, the stock market. You're not going to stop that, and people are like, oh, crypto's used by drug dealers, blah, blah. I mean, all that stuff. I mean, drug dealers are everywhere, and that's we'll do our best to keep that out. But if everybody knows the rules, when you have stand-up players, we can move forward, and then adoption is right around the corner. But that's a good sign. Fine, put Bitcoin over there with commodities, and if somebody wants to play outside that line, then they might get moved over to the SEC or whatever that is. But if they lay out the rules, then we know how to play the game, and we can innovate and help people out, help the unbanked, like we've been talking about for a long time, and then make some incredible products that people will feel good about using, and then making it happen. The digital future.
Digital future. There's a lot of stuff to do, a lot of work to do.
There is a lot of work to be done, but I think that's the apprehensive part about a lot of people. They don't know how they're going to react, right? And of course, the easiest thing to do is say, oh well, the government's going to tax it out of existence. Well, that would be stupid, and I'm not afraid to say that. But we know they're not going to do that. That would just that stifles in innovation, and we know that that's not going to happen. So, but that's what everybody else wants to know, and obviously it's coming. But maybe they're holding back on this kind of rules so that they can get their coin ready. So say, okay, if you want to play by these rules, this is how it happens. And by the way, we have our own coin.
Yeah, bam. Like that.
So they go, yeah, okay, we get it. We're going to enter the game, and here's the rules for everybody else.
That's right.
And that's
these rules match up exactly.
Right. So you could go with this, or you could go with that. That's
why I love M2, man. I mean, it's like I said, it's why how amazing what we got there is. That's its own thing, man.
Absolutely.
Yep. Very cool.
That's gonna match up and show what innovation can look like, and looking forward to M2 getting out there, and I'm looking forward to the monsters. So.
Well, she'd write to the Fed. We were like, you don't have to build one. Look at here. There's one here already.
Right.
Here.
Wow.
Look at this. And they have no control. Oh yeah, this is exactly what the
Well, we were around the conversation when M2 was being created, and they chose M2 as the name, and everybody's like, oh, whatever. And M2 obviously is a connotation of the money supply, right? M1, M2, M3, M4 even. And so when they come out, when the government comes out with their own digital currency, and they're going to start to explain people where it fits into the money supply, and they're going to end up saying M2. People are going to look up M2, and look what's going to be there. M2, the digital currency.
That's right. What?
This must be
central bank. Decentralized central bank. What's that? Yep.
So it's always good.
We're at ECB. That's it.
Subtly stick that in there.
Yeah.
And when they go, oh yeah, it's a digital currency, it's going to fit into M1, M2. You can use that digitally, and they're going to, oh, M2 cash. That's what I need.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe that's what we'll just give them some juice. We'll give them a little juice.
That's it. We'll be there. We'll be there waiting.
Yep.
But it's going to be a good thing. But yeah, exciting stuff. Good auction. Let's see if I can bring back up that we still got a little while before the next one comes out. But there it is. Beautiful auction. South Africa representing, and some big numbers there for a crown and other stuff. Really good. So very excited. We'll do it again tomorrow night, Friday night special.
Right on, man.
And then I am going to pop into the Waifu Girls show at 7 p.m. tomorrow night just for fun. Okay. They were on our show last night, which was a good time.
Right on.
So 7 p.m. tomorrow night Eastern.
And we're going to get a shout out done too. We're already working on it.
Right.
Yep.
That's right. Good stuff.
Yep.
All right, Ray. I'm ready if you are.
I am too. Appreciate it. Thanks everybody. Give us a like and share. It helps trigger the algorithm. It's a big help.
That's it. Hit that button. Share it. Share the show. Bring a friend next time. It's all good. All fun.
Oh yeah.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
You too. Thank you, Robin.